Morning out there, SP fans. Sean Paul Pickleball broadcasting you here at the North Royalton, Ohio YMCA Pickleball Center, where I'm the pickleball coordinator. And today is my last day. My last day until my recovery. Because, this Wednesday, the February 4th, I'm having my knee replacement surgery. And they're putting me out for about 2 months. I'm going to try to be back hopefully before 2 months because I don't qualify for temporary disability, so I'm not getting paid while I'm out. So I'm going to try to get back here before 2 months. I'm not going to rush the healing process, but anyway. So today have a pretty full day. I'm actually just getting in here. It is 5 a.m. on, what's today? Saturday, January 31st. And my first pickleball session doesn't come in until 7. But I like to get in here early because I like to, do some things that I don't want to do when everybody's here. All the pickleballers are here. Plus, I like to make my videos and, blah, blah, blah. But today I'm going to go around and I'm going to put out brand new balls for everybody, for my last day. I actually do this pretty often. I like to change balls out often because, I know a lot. I'm a player. I've played for a long time, and I know that balls get, cracks and warped, and no matter what kind of balls they are. A lot of times, people have different types of balls that they prefer. I'm a core fan. To me, I like core. That's it. So, I have a say what kind of balls we put here, so core is it. Anyway, so I'm actually going to drop a little bit info that somebody told me that they liked in one of my videos the other day, and you guys can share this if you find this helpful. Let's go. All right, so here's a few of the rules that a lot of people are unfamiliar on. Or pretty much just maybe overlook. 1, no matter where you are standing on the pickleball court, whether you're inside the boundaries or outside the boundaries, if that ball is in the air and it hits you, it is your opponent's point. It is your opponent's point. I had somebody the other day say, well, what if they're serving and I'm standing outside the service line and it's like completely out, but it hits me? It is their point. It is their point. The ball cannot touch you. 2, if you are standing at the kitchen line during service, your partner is the one receiving the ball. If your partner is the one receiving the ball and you're standing at the kitchen line and they either hit you with the ball and the serving team either hits you with the ball or you catch the ball, even though you knew it was going to be out, it is your opponent's point. It is your opponent's point. Doesn't matter if you knew it was going to be out and you were just stopping it. It is your opponent's point. And the whole reasoning behind this is because in pickleball, there is a tactic. There is a tactic called a nasty Nelson. A nasty Nelson. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with pickleball tactics and strategies, or just terminology, a nasty Nelson is when if your opponent is serving and you're standing at the kitchen line and he or she intentionally hits you with the ball, hits this person standing at the kitchen line with the ball. That is called a nasty Nelson. Now, the reason why you can't catch it, even though you knew it was going to be out, and say they weren't even aiming for you, but what happens is if you catch it, don't forget, there's a tactic called a nasty Nelson. So if you catch it, they could always say, I was aiming for you anyway. So you can't catch the ball. 3, you cannot talk when the ball is on the other side of the net. If you hit the ball and the ball goes to your opponent's, is on your opponent's side of the net, you cannot talk. You cannot talk. That can be considered a hindrance or disturbing them while they're hitting the ball. For instance, like when the ball is on our side, this happened to me in a tournament once. When the ball was on our side, the opponents popped the ball up. And I looked at my partner and I was like, crush it! People know how I like to say that. I said, crush it! And my partner crushed it, and we got the point. Well, they called the refs over, and they said that I disturbed them or hindered them from hitting the ball. Well, the ball was on our side of the net, so it was considered communication with your partner. With your partner. You can't, like when the ball goes out, when the ball goes on to your opponent's side, you got to, for instance, if it's close, you can't say in. You're coercing them and hitting the ball. They could stop the point, and that's the end of that. That's the end of that point. 4. Oh well, still on 3 actually. There's a misconception. There's a misconception with calling out on during the point. If the opponents hit the ball, and my partner is chasing it, if they're looking up and the ball has not touched the ground yet, and I say out, but my partner hits it anyway, as long as it's in the air, the opponents have to keep playing it. They have to play it. They have to play it. Again, me calling out to my partner is communication with my partner. My partner hit that ball while it was in the air. He or she, the opponents, have to keep playing it like it's an in ball. If the ball bounces and I say out, then the point stops. 4. All right, now this is actually asked a lot. Okay, to my pickleballers. You know you cannot step in the kitchen after you hit the ball. Now, if you hit the ball and you're at the kitchen line and you're like doing that, it doesn't matter if the ball stopped moving over there and the point is over. As long as you are still, the point is still going. The point is still going. The point is not done until you establish control, which means as long as you are like flailing, like getting ready to fall in the kitchen, it doesn't matter if the ball hit out, or I mean, if you crush the ball and you got the point. If you fall in that kitchen, the point is done and it goes to the other team. You have to establish control after you hit the ball. All right, and here's a big one. Here's a big one. Calling the ball in and out. In and out. Now listen, there's definitely a lot of controversy about this. So, if the ball comes over and it's close, you can't look at your partner and say, what'd you think, partner? The ball's got to be in or out. Right away. Right away. If it's not, then it goes to the other team. The point goes to the other team. And it can't be, and there can be no discrepancy, which means if your partner says in and you say out, it goes to the other team. There's no redo. there ain't no redo. There is no redo. There is no redo. And I get it. A lot of people watching this right now, you're playing rec games and everything, and there's nothing on the line or anything. Of course, if you and the other team agree, hey, let's do a redo, fine. I'm just letting you know that really, in the real rules, there is no redo. There is no redo. There's no redo. And I usually take that case-by-case basis. If I'm playing with a bunch of really, really new people, and okay. But if I'm playing with advanced players, I've actually had that happen one time before, and an advanced open play. The guy and his partner was like, well, we're not sure. Let's redo it. I'm like, hell no. No, this is not beginner. This is not beginner pickleball. No, we're not redoing it. No. Anyway, so yeah, that's a big one. And on the situations of the out and in calls, you can't ask anybody else if the ball was in or out either. You can't look on the outside and be like, hey, what'd you think? It's your decision. It's your decision, and it's got to be, like I said, in or out right away. You can't ask your partner what they thought. And you also can't call your opponent's in or out balls. You know, it does not matter what you think. It does not matter what you think. I hear a lot of people, I saw that was on the line. Who cares what you saw? That's what I say. You know, it's what I say. You know, it's pickleball. It's a gentleman's sport. That's why you call your own lines unless you're in a tournament. You have refs calling it. But yeah. So that's gonna be it for my take on the rules. I guess if anybody out there has heard anything that they may think is wrong or want to add something to it, by all means. But other than that, this is going to be the last video that I make in here until I guess until I come back to work, which is they're putting me out for, like I said, for 2 months. But I'm hoping to come back a little sooner than that. Even if I can't, they're saying I should be able to drive within like 3 weeks, I think. I look like this, if I can drive, then I can sit behind this desk. You know, I won't be able to get out there and teach or play, but you know, at least I can come to work and sit behind the desk, and you know, so it won't be 2 months without a paycheck. But okay, that's about it, everybody. Don't forget, I'll still try to be keeping up on social media and making posts from my my bed, and I'll be going live on TikTok a lot too. So if anybody out there has a TikTok and wants to stop in, my TikTok link is going to be connected to this. And if this is on YouTube and I can't connect the link, then you just search Sean Paul Pickleball on TikTok. Easy. All right, I hope everybody has a great day. Don't forget, just because you can win does not always mean that you should. Play accordingly. I'll see you on the courts.